Originally, I wanted to make a video about all the fun events coming up this summer in Newberg. But as I started looking at all the events scheduled on all the different websites and social media, I quickly found out that there were way too many to include in one video. So what I'm doing instead is I'm making a video just for June about the events coming up this month. My plan is to then make more videos for July and August. So if you have events coming up this summer in July or August, feel free to reach out either in the comments, or you can reach out to me directly. Either way is fine. Also, if I missed some events for June, feel free to leave those in the comments as well, because I know I couldn't get to everything and I'm sure there's more events that I missed. So definitely feel free to leave a comment. You can also just subscribe to the channel if you want to get more of these videos when they come out. I kind of had a lot of fun doing this, and it's fun for me to just know what's going on personally. So my plan is to do this a little bit more often. If you think that's something you might be interested in, let me know in the comments too. I love doing these kind of things. I love teaching and educating. That's why I have this whole channel. So letting people know what's going on in Newberg is kind of what I'm all about. Okay, so let's get started. The first event coming up in June that I'm talking about is called Magic in the Mountain. Now, Magic in the Mountains is kind of like a premium wine tasting event. It's happening up at the Allison Inn and Spa from 1 to 4 p.m. on June 10th. Now, this is not just your normal wine tasting event. This has over 30 of the best winemakers in the entire region sharing some of their best wines. There's also going to be amazing food from the likes of The Jory, Proletariat Butchery, Lemon and Olive, and Biscuit and Pickles. So it's sure to be an unforgettable afternoon. The cost of that is $75. And if you're someone who really likes wine, wants a premium experience, maybe you're on vacation or just want to do something special, that's a really good option. On the evening of June 10th, there is the Kickstand Improv Night. Now, this is in the Black Box Theater inside Chehalem Cultural Center. What this is essentially an unscripted comedy show where they make up the entire show on the spot. Someone will say something, and the other person will respond, they'll banter back and forth, and I will finish some of the videos. It's actually fairly entertaining. If that's something you're interested in, that'll be on the night of June 10th, which is a Saturday, starting around 7 p.m. Now, earlier in the day, around 4 p.m., one of the people from Kickstand will actually be teaching how to do improv. So if you're the type of person who wants to learn not just to watch comedy, but also participate yourself, that might be a really good option. In this workshop, you'll be learning tons of tools about the specifics of improv comedy. So how do you create a connection with an audience, communication skills, teamwork, things like that, which is not just good for comedy, but also any form of teamwork or connection. So if you're wanting to learn how to work crowd, maybe like Scott Parker at some of our greeters events, and maybe Scott, you should try out this event too. Actually, just kidding. If you know Scott, you know he's got a whole background in comedy, which we'll actually be getting to here in just a minute. Anyway, this workshop would be a great way to start your path on comedy if that's something you feel you might be interested in. By the way, the instructor for that, Michael Zimmer, has been an actor, writer, and improver with Kickstand, which is the team that will be coming that night. You can find a link to that event along with all these other events in the description below. Next up is June 13th. This is the start of story time for the library. Story time is a lot of fun. It's a great time for kids to come together and learn and sing and play, and also for the parents who may need some other adult connections outside of just their children during the day. It's a great time for everyone to come and just have a lot of fun. Next up, on June 16th and 17th is Shilah Valley Vaudeville. Now, I mentioned earlier Scott Parker and his background in comedy and improv. This is something that he kind of came up with and spearheaded along with Kat Ricker. And this is a lot of fun. So almost every month they have one of these shows. And basically it's people from the community come, they perform either a song or poetry or comedy, something like that. And it's also family friendly, so anyone in the family can come. So this is a great variety show. If you haven't gone yet, I really encourage you to. There's always a theme every month. And this one, in honor of the upcoming rodeo at St. Paul and 4th of July, this is going to be a Vaudeville ragtime cowboy show. So that starts at 7 p.m. on both Friday and Saturday. You can find information in the description below and get your tickets there. It's also on Chehalem Cultural Center's website. Next, during the day on that Saturday, June 17th, there is a Hazardous Waste Day from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the transfer station in Newberg. We've all been tempted to throw away that paint or batteries or oil or whatever it might be, God forbid, dumping it down the drain. Please don't do that. But there's proper ways that you have to dispose of this stuff. A lot of these things, if you just dump them in the trash, they can actually cause explosions, they can cause harm to the sanitation workers, and they can even leak into the soil or get into the groundwater, which means that we're drinking those chemicals. So please don't throw stuff in the trash. There's special ways to get rid of it. And what's great about this day is it's a free day to just get rid of all your stuff. So if you have anything that doesn't belong in the trash can or recycling bin, come and join the what's usually about 1,000 people who come every year who get rid of their hazardous waste the right way. During the afternoon of June 17th, which is going to be a busy day, there is a reception at Art Elements Art Gallery. This reception is for an exhibition featuring Ramona Youngquist along with Woven Willow Artworks, which is by Carol Horvath. This exhibition will be on display from June 6th to August 12th, but on that Saturday, June 17th from 2 to 4 p.m., you'll be able to meet the artists, hear about their artwork, some of the history, they can describe their art and just share why it's important, and you can also get some provided refreshments while you're there. Next up, this is not specifically an event, but it is a very important day, and that is Juneteenth. Now, Juneteenth, if you're not familiar with it, was recently turned into a federal holiday, but it's been celebrated for the past 155 years by the Black and African American community. What Juneteenth celebrates is when Abraham Lincoln gave the Emancipation Proclamation in 1963, not everyone was freed all at once. There were a lot of people who were still kept in slavery. The slave owners hid that information from them. And so what Juneteenth celebrates is when the last slaves in Galveston, Texas actually learned that they were free. Some people have said, well, why do we have MLK Day and Juneteenth that are both celebrating Black lives? Well, there's a very important difference. MLK Day, which we've celebrated for a while, celebrates the end of segregation and what MLK did with his work. So that is one section. But the end of slavery itself is really what we're celebrating with Juneteenth. So no matter who you are, I encourage you to take some time on this day to really dig into the history and learn about this holiday that we probably should have been celebrating for a while longer than we have. Next up, on Thursday, June 22nd, is Public Works Day. This event runs from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and is over by the library and cultural center, kind of in that little plaza there. Now, this is a great day to come and learn about Public Works. Public Works is what runs all the sewer and water, and they really do a lot behind the infrastructure, making this town run on a very practical level. They also have tons of machines and fun gear from Public Works, the police department, the fire department. There's also a free lunch, there's games, there's going to be the mascot there. This is also a really fun time for kids to explore the machines themselves. They actually let the kids climb on the machines, and I know they have a lot of fun. I know my son had so much fun that he spent enough time on the tractor where his face was actually on the picture for the flyer. It also might have been a reminder to people at Public Works to limit his time this year. For the last actual event for June, I'm going to be sharing about St. Paul Rodeo. Now, this is a huge event, and it's for July 4th. So why am I talking about it in June? Well, it's because it starts on June 30th. So right at the end of June, all the way through July 4th. This is one of the best rodeos in Oregon. Some would argue that it is the best rodeo in Oregon. It's won awards. I think there's a special award that it's going to be winning this year. Every year, over 50,000 people come and enjoy the rodeo, the fireworks display, and everything that the St. Paul Rodeo has to offer. But it sells out almost every year. Tickets start at $24 and go up from there. The best seats sell out fast, so make sure you get your tickets now. This next event is more of a recurring event. So every Wednesday, there is the Newberg Wednesday Market. The Wednesday Market is a great opportunity to support local businesses, farmers, and craft workers. There's always good food, and even if you go and don't buy anything, it's just a really cool time to come and socialize with people, see what people are up to, what kind of projects people are working on. But it's almost inevitable that you're going to find something that you want to buy. There's so many cool things there. There's new vendors every time, and it's a great opportunity to come support small local businesses and farmers. All right, the last one for June, it's not an event, it's not even on any specific date, but the splash pad is a great place to go when there's not any one specific event. You just want to get outside and maybe cool off a bit. So days when it's over 70 degrees, it's an opportunity to come and play with your kids. There's a covered area for adults, and there's a sandbox and a playground right there. This is right by the Chehalem Cultural Center. It's a really fun opportunity for kids to come and get to play and for adults to socialize together. One thing to keep in mind about this is that there's no public restrooms there. Sometimes the cultural center is open and you can go in there, but it's not super reliable. They're not always open. But either way, it's fun to come for a short amount of time and your kids can come splash around. So what do you think? Out of all these events, is there anything that you think you might go to? Is there an event that I missed that you think I should have had on there? Feel free to leave those in the comment section below. We'd love to see what events you think are interesting. You can also subscribe as I do videos for July and August and potentially even on through the future, depending on how much is happening each month. You can also check out our channel, which has other videos about Newberg. It's also a specific real estate channel, so there's guides for buyers, for sellers, for investors, things like that. We're always adding new videos, so you can subscribe if that's something you're interested in. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.